Okay, we're going to continue on with our string methods. So before we were doing compare to and compare to ignore case. Next, we're going to use a method that lets us see if strings actually have another string in them. So the first one we're going to deal with is a method called startsWith. So let's say I have, and we can use apple and banana, that's fine, right, for now. It's possible I might want to know if a string starts with a certain string. So maybe I want to know if string 1 starts with APP. So how can I do that? And the way we do it is we use the startsWith method. And the startsWith method returns a Boolean value, true or false. So I could say if s1 dot starts with, right? And in quotes, I could put APP. Then I want to say, yes, it starts with it, right? Okay, not grammatically correct. Yes, it starts with it, but you get the idea. So what we're asking Java with startsWith is, does this string s1 start with APP? So it looks right at the beginning of the string and it says, are the first, in this case, 3 letters APP? So in this case, yes, they are, right? Okay. And then if I only wanted to know if it started with AP, I could do that too, right? I could just say, does it start with AP? Yes, it starts with it. If I put, APM, right, then clearly it's going to say nothing, right, because I didn't say else. Else, sysl, no, it does not, right? Okay, that's a little cleaner. So if I run it, it says no, it does not, right? So startsWith is very useful. And even if S1 was a bunch of words, right, this is a test, right, I could say, does it start with TH? And it's going to say, yes, it starts with it, right? So startsWith, a very useful method for strings. Now, there's one other use we can apply to startsWith. StartsWith either takes one argument here, like a string, or 2 arguments, right? So if you don't specify the second argument, startsWith just looks right at the beginning of the string to see if it's a match, right? Does it start? But sometimes I might have columns of data, right? Maybe, possibly, right? I have columns of data, right? So I want to know if a string like S1, let's get rid of this, if S1 starts with a certain string like is, but I don't want to know if it starts with it from the beginning. So if I run this, it's going to say no, because the beginning of that string is not is, right? So if I run this, it'll say no, it does not. But what I could do is I could say, does it, I want to start at this column, right there, right? I want to start right there with that is, right? Or I could even do it back here. So I can pass it the column I want to start at. And again, strings start numbering with 0. So the T is 0, the H is 1, the I is 2, the S is 3, the blank is 4, and I want to start at position 5. So I'm going to say, does string 1 starting at position 5 start with IS, right? And I'll run this and I'll say, and it'll say, yes, it does. Likewise, now, let's say I started it at 4, which is the blank, and said, does it start with it, right? Well, then it's going to say, no, it does not, because it starts with blank is, right? So where else could I get is in this string to start with? Well, right here, there's an is. So if I said at column 0, 1, 2, if I say starting at 2, does that string start with is? It's going to return that yes, it does. So again, startsWith either takes 1 parameter, which is a string, or 2 parameters, which is a string and a starting position. If you omit the starting position, it assumes you want to know from the beginning of the string, does it match?